youngsters coming into the labor market on a annual basis. We have kids passing out of grad programs from B Tech institutes, from B schools, and we also have kids who are actually, college dropouts or school dropouts. And across the spectrum, a lot of them are very smart. Like we said, the digital skills are beyond what we can actually even use right now. But what would your view be on what the education institutes should do to inculcate the sense of learning, digital skills, domain skills, behavioral skills, while the new education policy defines it as a mandate? But I think education institutes are still struggling to incorporate it as part of their process. Your be and what would your recommendation be for them?
So, Nita, if we talk about the education system, the challenge with our education system is that uh, it's always about the marks. And kids from their young age have been told if you don't score well, then you can't reach anywhere, which is not the case to be. Uh, I personally haven't scored too well in my graduation, my 10th. But what I learned was that you can always make a career if you work hard. So the education system should make more emphasis on understanding rather than cramming, as it has been shown in that famous movie. It's कि काबिल बनो, success अपने आप आएगी. Because you see a lot of people who have scored very well in class 12th or in their postgrads, you ask them a question, a conceptual question on any of the subjects, they will not be able to put it to you. But people who are successful are those who are able to hear a concept and say, okay, this is the application. Those are the people who are successful. So the education system should make it more application based. I know, although the NEP program does promote that, but the challenge in the implementation is, remember, what were our teachers taught when they did that course? They were taught a certain thing. The NEP has come in now. They still have that mindset. The same thing that we normally talk about leaders, that when they move the curve from an individual contributor to a manager, their mindset never changes. Same way for our teachers, their mindsets have not changed. Maybe the NEP says you need to do this, you need to do that, but they actually look at it as additional work. I know personally some of the people who are teachers in schools, I will not name them, but they always say that because of the new education system, we have to work doubly hard. And that is why for them also it is just a chore or just a task. Nobody is really invested in what they are doing. And if we are able to get teachers who are invested in their children, that is when we will be able to make the importance of application. And that's when you will have these soft skills and everything come in. Because a lot of people have this question, why were we taught that uh, time is equal to that formula? Where do you use that formula? Or or when a train starts from point A, it will take this much time to reach point B. But I'll tell you, I have an application for that. While we are driving on the road and we have to overtake the car coming from front, in our minds, we do that calculation. So all I'm trying to say is that the education system should be more application based. I can definitely talk about the education system that Delhi government implemented. You know that this was the first one to implement emotional well-being as a subject, and not a follower or anything of that, but that is something which is required. While I was a student in school, I was always a good student, but I never scored well. And my teachers used to be like, why don't you write more? Because जितना लिखा उसमें मेरी explanation हो गई, अब मैं क्या करूं? But नहीं, they would want you to write more. So the emphasis should be on the application. That's when children will also be able to do more. Another thing that happens is our parents, They want that children should do everything. They should do their studies, they should also play football, they should also learn to play the guitar, somebody should also sing, and they should be all rounders, they should be performers. But in that process, they are putting so much of pressure on these kids. When you go for an MBA institute does the same thing. They don't want you to sleep. They only want you to do multitasking. They say we are making you ready for the future. I don't know. If you are good at your job, you are never under a stress. And that is something that we practice at SGA. We have the thing as life's possible. And we say that there is no life and work harmony. Sorry, there is no life work and life balance. There is work and life harmony. Where the life starts or where the work ends, there is no thin line. If you love what you do, you don't have to work a single day of your life. And that's what we promote at SGA. That's our life's possible. And that's the change that we want to bring in. The biggest challenge with the education system, nothing is being done with systems thinking. So everything is, you know that in systems thinking, they say that what you solve as a problem today becomes a bigger problem tomorrow. So if we were to overhaul the education system, we need to overhaul the teachers first. And that's when the change will happen. Teachers and parents, and then the end user. What we have done is we have gone to the students first. That's what we do in organizations also. We design an L&D initiative because I think the employee needs this. But
Yeah.
what we do at SGA, we do conversations with our CXOs, we do conversations with our managers, and we do conversations with the end person who we're driving the initiative for. What we get as the common themes is what becomes the curriculum for the program. Because all the three stakeholders are involved in the process, everybody knows everything is being addressed. So that's how we get the change in an organization, and that's how we will be able to get change in the education system.
I think you said something which was very